Next up, we have The Lost Emotion, that's the English title at least, new metal POLYHEDRA sound HOLIC from the Kappa Shiro channel. This is featured in Touhou and in Eternal Towers of Hell is my understanding. Once again everybody, this is a Basterd's LFA, a Layman-friendly analysis. I'm a professionally trained musician, a composer, and my objective here is to explain things in a way so that you don't have to be one to understand what is happening here, musically. So, if you like the sound of that, make sure you're following the channel, subscribe to the channel, whatever term you're gonna use, like the video, share the video, leave a comment, turn on notifications, become a member. Once again, everybody, don't forget to join the Discord server, the gaming channel, how to request songs if you're not on the live stream. I have a spiel for this and a bunch of other things at the end of this video, so stick around for that. Disclaimers showing on your screen right now, so go ahead and pause the video to read them in full. Otherwise, please be patient with me. I am acoustic and guitarded, so please keep that in mind. With that, let's do this. The Lost Emotion. Let's go. Okay, so we start with a solo guitar, probably a one of the possible two guitars that you will see in a metal ensemble, giving us our initial riff. A riff is the contemporary version of what is a motif. Motif is the smallest version of your musical idea, the seed, the essence from which everything else comes from. However, a riff is when you take a motif, you put an ostinato through it, and then you play it on a guitar or a bass or a keyboard, whatever contemporary instrument, not keyboard, whatever contemporary instruments you might have in bands nowadays. So we're having this going on with this. Riffs are very flexible because those you can bounce back and forth between your lead and your accompaniment. Lead is going to be whatever is at the forefront, whatever has the spotlight. The accompaniment is going to be whatever isn't, whatever is in the back. Now, motifs usually are a lot more jealous. They're very temperamental. If you're not constantly giving the spotlight to your motif, it will make your music sound more and more disjointed, disconnected, incoherent, up to the point that it just breaks it completely, whereas riffs have a little bit more flexibility with that. All right, let me just move my door a little bit. So with that in mind, let's see where this goes. Second guitar coming with the first melody, potentially our lead melody. Very nice. So right now the guitars are split into two. One of them is the lead guitar and the other one is the rhythm guitar. Very easy to tell which one is which. Let's see where this goes. And by the way, the rhythm guitar, this riff is its chords being arpeggiated. Arpeggios is when you play a chord one note at a time. So you can hear it in the guitar very clearly. For example, here's C minor, here's arpeggiated. So, guitarist is quite strong, and this one is a nice melody. It's a very nice melody, it's a very nice arpeggios. Let's see where it goes. New variation of that melody. We bring in... Oh, I love it when this happens. So we bring in the full guitars with the drums, and now we're switching back and forth between the intro style of the guitar and the rest. Chances are this is going to be a song, like an actual song. Song, of course, is a colloquial term that we tend to use, like the informal, just to refer to any piece of music. However, there is a distinction between songs and instrumental music. Instrumental music, or pieces or tracks, are going to have a motif. That motif is going to be focused on the different melodies, how they develop, that kind of stuff. Whereas songs are going to have lyrics, they're going to have vocals, and these vocals and lyrics are going to be the driving force of the music for a substantial part of the music. Now, in this case, we are 40 seconds in, no vocals yet. Why? Because this is a 5-minute composition. Chances are the vocals are coming. Let's see where this goes. There we go, the riff adapts. God, I love the sound of, I love this distortion. So right now, the riff has moved down an octave to a lower side of the registry. We're now using what is called palm muting. muting, and we are, instead of arpeggiating the chord, we're doing the palm muting version of the metal riff. This is super common in metal, right? So if you grab a guitar, let me show you an image of a guitar, right? So you can see in a guitar, you have the upper bridge, you have the fretboard on the neck, then you have the lower bridge where the pickups usually are, and then you have the lower bridge. So palm muting is the technique where you take your guitar pick, usually your guitar pick, you're going to be strumming here or picking the strings. You're going to grab the palm of your hand and you're going to press it against this spot over here where the strings merge into the bridge. And what that does when you do that, you partially mute the strings, not all the way so that they're not making any sound, but just enough to give you that nice crunch that we're getting. We're getting another guitar in the background, another rhythm guitar. Let's see where this goes. You can hear the new rhythm. Synth carries the melody now. No, the arpeggio. I like it. Complete change in drums. Okay. Ooh, I like it. So now we're doing the same. I don't think there's lyrics. So far, there hasn't been. So now we are switching over. We have the melody again. We have the same version of the melody. It's just faster drums fitting. Let's see where this goes. Variation, very nice. Oh, this is so cool. So we bring in this variation now of the motif, and oh my god, this is so much fun. This is just fun. It's just really, really fun. So we have this quasi-electronic drum set, and we are having this really heavy riff doing its thing. It's still a variation of that original riff that we did, treating it as a motif, while at the same time just, oh my god, this is really good. All right, I think we're hanging out classically, baby. Hi, let's see where this goes. 2 parts. There's the melody, synth in the background doing arpeggios. So yeah, it seems like this one, the lead guitar is doing melodies and we're just doing variations. So we are kind of following the format that you would see in a song, because we're not following the same format. We're having the lead guitar be our singer in this piece over here, which works because it's a lead guitar. And often when this happens, especially nowadays, you just go for the format that you would go for songs. So we had an intro. The intro had 2 parts. Now we are basically in verse 1. Verse 1, vocally, these would be when your melodies are a little bit more contrived, not as developed, not as released as they could be. You're holding back because your verse is going to be your baseline level of intensity, your floor, whereas then you go for a chorus. The chorus is going to be the ceiling level of intensity. That's usually like the 2 bits that you want. Let's see where this goes. Guitar adapting to the rhythm of the rhythm guitar, the lead guitar. Roughly the same melody. And here and there we are mixing in variations that make the guitar feel more like a solo guitar rather than a lead guitar. What is the difference between a solo guitar and a lead guitar? The lead guitar is going to be having a more strict melody that fits a little bit more with the rest of the accompaniment, whereas a solo guitar is going to have a little bit more freedom. When you're making music, you have you're keeping a balance between 2 things. You're having when you are making music, you want to keep a careful balance between what is familiar and what is new. Sorry, I don't have a script for any of these things, right? So I'm just going on. I have to go from memory. Juicy, welcome today. How you doing? So, too much familiarity, too much repetition, too much of the same thing, you risk boring the listener, they tune out. Too much new material too quickly, you risk overwhelming the listener, they tune out. There is one universal exception, no matter the style, no matter the genre, which is solos. You bring in a solo, as long as it sounds cool enough and it fits enough, you can get away with pretty much anything, which is what we're seeing over here. So we are mixing the guitar, bouncing back and forth between lead and solo. Let's see where this goes. Nice blitz, lovely. Some vocal samples in the back. and we bring a beat drop. This is something I love about nu metal, because nu metal gets away with a lot of this experimental stuff. So we now bring some violins, we're bringing a beat drop, not all the way. Like, this is not mixed the way that you would see electronic music, but it does have that whoop whoop bass that you see in dubstep. It has the dramatic strings, the percussion is doing the thing. Let's see where this goes. There's the guitar now playing in octaves. The guitar's playing in octaves. It's got an octave pedal, which just means it's playing the same note just multiple times in a different register. And we are being doubled by the strings that have just been introduced. Doubling is when you have more than one instrument playing the same thing at the same time. System requires for Lego Batman 32 gigs run and RTX 38 is recommended. Yeah, that's the recommended. Yeah, that's when you want a high-end kind of thing. Yeah. No, it makes sense. It makes sense. You don't worry about what the recommended specs are for a game. You worry about what the minimum requirements are. That's what you need to worry about. Recommended, that's just their ideal. That's, chances are that's what they built it for optimal. That's the optimal combination that they made. That's completely different. Let's see where this goes. Breaking things a little bit to fit more on that dubstep. Okay, so form-wise, we had the dubstep part be more of a pre-chorus. The pre-chorus, of course, being the linking point between the verse and the chorus. And now we have a more cathartic, more epic, more dramatic melody for what would be our chorus. Now, keep in mind, this kind of format usually works in song with vocals. It's pretty difficult to make this work consistently with instrumental music, because usually you're going to need to develop your melodies a little bit more. We are doing that over here, and it is working, but it is a risk that you take when you take song form and you apply it to instrumental. Let's see where this goes. Ah, beautiful. So now we are so the strings in the back, the violin keyboard that we're having, because it's a keyboard playing violin samples, is bouncing back and forth between doubling the rhythm guitar and doubling the lead guitar. Capabilities just off the charts. Feel so enveloped in details. Good. So yeah, we're having, because there's a lot going on over here. I like these kinds of pieces that allow for explaining many different things. So yeah, let's see where it goes. Oh, there's one more. There's another synth hidden a little bit further in the back, doing those arpeggios that we saw at the very beginning. Let's see where this goes. The 960 was a great card, dude. Oh, and the guitar finishes off this bit of solo with a technique that I'm a bit more versed in guitar because I'm a guitarist. We engage in a little bit of tapping. Tapping is another technique that you can use in guitar. Let me bring the guitar image back. In which, as you can see, usually you're going to have one hand. Usually, if you're right-handed, you're going to have your left hand the fretboard, and then your right hand is going to be plucking the strings, picking the strings, or strumming the strings. Tapping is a way of doing either a hammer-on or a pull-off. A hammer-on is when you're holding down a note on the left hand and you push another finger into the string without strumming it to make it sound. A pull-off is when you do the opposite, when you have one note and you release the string in a way so that you can play another note without strumming. Tapping is when you do this with your picking hand. This gives you an extra finger or even extra fingers. So let's say that you're playing the frets over here, the first 5 frets with your left hand, and then you bring up with your right hand, you tap on the 9th fret over here. It extends the range that you have, and it allows you to do this kind of stuff. In this case, we're basically just tapping really fast with the right hand, giving it this like cutting sound, very quick back and forth. Do this. The 900 series is the second best series that GTX ever had, that NVIDIA ever had. The 10 series is by far the best that we had. Price to performance, everything. That was the golden age. So yeah, let's see where it goes. There are some really high system requirements. All right, we bring back the so we now bring back the intro. So we did have 2 intros. We had intro 1 and intro 2 because we did have that moment of division. Now we go into a break. Break number 1, which mirrors intro number 2. No, or intro number 1? One of the intros. I think it was intro number 1. Let's see where it goes. It's a Lego game, and developers don't know how to optimize until it's too late. Yeah, gone are the days. So yeah, let's see where it goes. So there is the so now we bring a new variation of the rhythm in the accompaniment. So the drums and the rhythm guitar are doing now this like 2-step, like da-dum, da-bum, ba-bum, ba-bum kind of rhythm, while the synth in the background still kind of hidden between everything, doing that original arpeggio, and the guitar is just really going insane with a few of the with this solo. Let's see where this goes. All right, we speed up the drums. Break intro number 2. Break 2, which is a solo / intro 2. Oh! So we now bring a breakdown, which is working as a bridge. A bridge, as I said, your verse is your floor level of intensity, chorus is ceiling level, bridge is basement level. So the idea of the bridge is that you're bringing something complete contrast to the chorus and the verse, because the distance between the verse and the chorus is one distance, so that the distance between the bridge and the chorus becomes even greater, because after this you want to go up to the bridge, and we have that. SpongeBob and Patrick fan, thank you for the follow. Welcome to the mosh pit. Welcome today. How you doing? Let's see where this goes. Or this could just be a breakdown, because we are having the melody happening, but the other ones are still doing the same. Oh, a little bit rhythmic change there. Oh, beautiful. So yeah, we had a breakdown. So that was a breakdown. Breakdown. Now we have a bridge. So a breakdown is basically metal's version of dropping the beat. It technically electronic music dropping the beat is electronic music's version of breakdowns, but potato tomato, right? So we are having this, and SpongeBob requests are not open. Requests are not open anymore. This is the last one of the day, but we're gonna be switching to gaming afterwards. So next one is gonna be on Thursday. Tomorrow we have a jam and shred. So. Yeah, the breakdown is going to be more rhythmic. It's going to be very free. You remember how I said that solos are the exception, the universal exception? Metal has one additional exception, which is breakdowns. You can get away with almost anything here, just like electronic music gets the additional exception of dropping the beat. So we're having that, and we're still treating it as a way to put in more solos. Very interesting. Now I would say we're in the bridge. Now I would say we're in the bridge. It's very nice, very calm, very different from all the other stuff we've done. Let's see where it goes. Yeah, this is more on the, like, lo-fi, almost. Oh, there we go. We have a quick build-up. And there we go. Chorus number 2. Chorus number 2, which is more of a solo. Nola, welcome today. How you doing? So yeah, a breakdown, usually it's going to be, if it sounds kind of like dropping the beat, but it's metal, that's a breakdown. That's usually what you get. Very popular in genres like metalcore, deathcore, death metal, melodic death metal, that kind of thing. Super popular in metalcore and deathcore. Like those two genres are basically just breakdowns. So yeah, we're having that. Let's see where it goes, because again, we're going for this climactic version. We're doing still more on the solo side, but we are still getting those variations of the motif. Let's see where this goes. Rhythmic displacement, they're very beautiful. Beautiful variations there. And yeah, we are getting every once in a while some rhythmic displacement. So rhythmic displacement, as the name suggests, is when you displace something in the rhythm so that you're either pushing something back so that it sounds later, or you're rushing something up so that it sounds earlier. In this case, you can hear it every once in a while. We're either getting the electronic chopping of the rhythm section, or in the case here, you heard the drums landing a little bit late, like 1 or 2 beats later than the guitar. When the guitar lands the note and then the drums hit after that. That delay gives you even more intensity. In that sense, it pronounces things a lot stronger. So yeah, let's see where this goes. This is really good. Yeah, like, okay, yeah, rhythmic displacement, as the name suggests, right? You displace something in the rhythm. Yeah, no, like, some of these names in music are super obvious. That's one of the things about music. It's super unpredictable when it comes to that. Some of these names, like, some of these terms will be, like, super old, ancient, Italian, Latin kinds of names, and some of these will be super straightforward as these. And then you have, of course, one of my favorite things about music, because music makes no sense. Music makes very little sense. You have to come to terms with music that many things don't make sense in music. For example, the concept of a parallel scale versus a relative scale. Parallel scales and relative scales are backwards. The terms are backwards. I started, I might as well explain it, right? So, scales, the collection of notes that you use. Let's say we have the scale of C major, as C, D, E, F, G, A, and B. That then goes back to C. Parallel relative scales is when you bring a second scale and you compare it to the first one, right? So a parallel scale is when the first note of the scale, your root note, is the same, but you change the notes in between. So, for example, if we were to bring C minor, so C, D, E flat, F, G, A flat, B flat, and then C, you would have the the scale of C major, and then the parallel C minor scale, where the notes are relative to C major. We're having the last note of the scale the same, and then the notes in between, relative to one another, change. And a relative scale is when you take the scale, same notes, and you start it from a different point. So let's say if we were to start the scale from A, B, C, D, E, F, G, yes, that's this thing, back to A, you get the relative A minor scale to C parallel to the notes played in C major. The two terms are flipped. They are logically speaking, these are the opposite term. Parallel scales describe scales relative to one another. Relative scales describe scales parallel to one another. So why can't you spell the alphabet the alphabet right? I love how you said that while misspelling words. Why can't I spell? Because it's music. Because it's music. So yeah, no, music is not supposed to make sense in many of these ways. Alright, let's just see where this goes. Let's see how it goes. Okay, it sounds like we're now in the outer territory. Very nice and dynamic melodies. Oh, shred it! Let's see how it ends. How is it gonna end? Tapping, going fast. How are you gonna end it? Okay, there we go. One more breakdown, and... Okay, and we break it down. We end it very suddenly. We have that high note. We do one last breakdown. And there you have it. You should have made more mistakes. You really should have. All right, and there you have it. I think it was the Lost Emotion, POLYHEDRA. I think POLYHEDRA is the artist, right? That was awesome. That was awesome. POLYHEDRA, Lost Emotion, nu metal sound HOLIC featured in Touhou and Eternal Towers of Hell. That was incredible. Really good use of the song form. Because usually you can't, it's very difficult to do something like this, instrumental, and get away with it. It was really, really good. And there you have it. Once again, everybody, this has been the Basterd's LFA, a layman-friendly analysis. I'm a professionally trained musician, a composer, and my objective here has been to explain things in a way so that you don't have to be one to understand what's happened here, musically. So, if you're watching this on the YouTube video archive thing, thank you for watching. Make sure you're following the channel, subscribe to the channel, whatever term you want to use. Like the video, share the video, leave a comment, turn on notifications, become a member. Once again, everybody, don't forget to join the Discord server. That's where everything gets announced first, whether it's the streams going live, the videos going up in the channels, updates, announcements, projects, everything gets announced there first. Of course, we also have the community there. We hang out, we chat, we steal memes from other people's servers, claim them as our own, and where I host the Vintage Story game server. It used to be a Minecraft mod, now it's its own standalone game. I prefer it over Minecraft, which is why I built a computer just to host the server. Linked in the description. Join the Discord community today. Maybe join the Vintage Story as well. Vintage Story! So yeah, linked in the description. Join the Discord today. Also share these videos with your friends, with your families, with your family's friends, with your friends' families. Those are two very distinct concepts, by the way. With your online and offline communities, go share these videos with everybody that you know. Also use the hype function on YouTube. We have a group on the Discord that coordinates for that, linked in the description. Another reason to join. Go help the channel grow with that. Look at that, look at that. Musicians, I don't have a script for this. Musicians, artists on YouTube or elsewhere, this is an open invitation. If you want any of my musical skills for any of your projects in collaboration, whether it is my guitars, Mongolian throat singing, you know, the good old ooh, ooh, ooh kind of thing, regular singing, voice acting, whatever it is, reach out, let me know, let's work together, let's make stuff. And if you're in the audience and you know somebody that you would like me to collaborate with for music, reach out, let them know. Please do not harass anyone, please do not spam anyone, be cool about things, don't be a rat. Members get early access to the content. I schedule the videos for the week on Saturdays, and if you're a paid member on YouTube, regardless of your tier, you get access to the videos when I schedule them, at least for the LFAs, up to around 1 week in advance. So become a member today. If you want to listen to this without me interrupting within 3.5 seconds, I'll be linking in the description down below. If you want to request a song and you're not on the live stream, check the pinned comment on this video. The pinned comment has the instructions on how to request. If you want to catch the streams when they happen live, we aim from Monday through Friday, 6 p.m. Central European Time. We stream live on Twitch, YouTube, and Kick so that you can tune in from whichever platform you prefer. Again, 6 p.m. Central Europe. If you're not in Europe, do not worry. We have the full up-to-date streaming schedule showing in your local time zone in both Discord and Twitch. Another reason to join the Discord. So if you live in North Granby and you're like, yeah, but what time is 6 p.m. in Hungary? I don't live there. Do not worry. Just go to Discord or Twitch and it's going to show in your local time zone. And follow the gaming channel. I have a gaming channel because of course I have a gaming channel. I'm on YouTube. What else could I possibly have? Games are Basterd. That's where I put the gaming after show recordings when they happen. Recorded live doing the main channel's after show, and then the recordings go here. Linked in the description, or just search on YouTube. Same username as James R. Basterd. Just want the J for a G, and you got it. And yeah, there you have it. Lost Emotion, POLYHEDRA. My God, that was awesome. That was really, really good stuff, dude. Really good stuff. But yeah, let's move on. Let's move on.